XCOM2. Hello and welcome back. Thank you very, very much for joining me today. Guess what? We're opening on the infirmary because something very strange is afoot in the infirmary. You might have already spotted it. See here and here, they're empty beds. There's empty beds in the infirmary, and it's really good. I don't know how, because there's still 5 wounded, but you know what, it's fine. Last mission was brilliant. We got a flawless mission. No one took any damage. Sure, they're feeling a bit tired. But Aethel, Dirthel, Laguna, our new Templar, Huckett, Dead, and Pacify went in, dealt with a upgraded version of an Advent General, and came out of it laughing. Our squad list is the healthiest it's been in a little while. The folks that went to take out the assassin a little while ago now, they're still pretty shaken up by the fact that they spent a long time in that stronghold. So it's still going to be, 10, 11, 12 days for Gwen, Tactical, and Rymir. However, we have gotten ourselves a brand new major. Aethel hit major rank, which puts us up to 5 now. Yeah, 5. That's pretty cool. There's still one more rank to go after major for all of these folks. It looks like 118. Nacho is actually closest, 134 out of 175 experience. Yeah, that's fun. And there's 2 empty beds in the infirmary. So, yay us. We've got a couple of level 2 bonds that we could potentially get in place here as well. Shandin and Nacho, which I've just clicked twice because I'm smart. Kalani and Aethel. And I'm just wondering, actually, if we were to swing by the training center when I find it. Where is it? There it is. This will take 6 days for Kalani and Aethel, for example. So, if we look at how long Aethel is out of action for, 11 days anyway, and Kalani is available, I guess. Yes, they are. But still a bit tired, so I feel like we'll go for that level 2 bond for Kalani and Aethel. There's no reason for us not to presently that I can see. And, maybe I'm completely wrong and it's horrifying. But yeah, that's these 2 guys right here. So what happens when they reach level 2? They're deployed on a covert action, reduces the duration by 1 day. If their bondmate has attacked or been attacked by the soldier's target, then the other person gets an aim bonus. And then if they move adjacent to their bondmate, then that removes any negative mental effects. So actually, now that I read it out, it's not tremendously useful for these 2. It's very rare that they're ever going to be adjacent to each other. Aethel is already immune to mental effects, and I don't necessarily see sending these out on a covert action. Maybe an infiltration mission, I guess. And the 1 day reduction is just not terribly useful there. So, but hey, you know what? Do it anyway. Let them be friends. It's fine. So then, we got some experimental ammo coming in, which is lovely. Supply drops in 6 days, and we are scanning for a radio tower to finish building here in West Africa. So let's get back to it. And if the timers are right, we should see the radio tower finish just before the supply drop. Dark event that increases our scanning times is probably imminent, and alien victory is also imminent. Once again, 24 days on the clock. 1 infiltration mission expiring to capture an Advent collaborator. There's also an infiltration mission to continue on with the hunt for the Warlock, which I'd kind of like to do. but I think we'll look at this once the month rolls over. Well, when the supply drop rolls over, I should say. Another set of dragon rounds. The sabot rounds apparently don't exist. Sabot rounds are a myth that I've been making up. So you know what? Fine. What then is worth putting time into? You know, I'd go for an advanced PCS. 4 days. We could probably do with a few more of those at this point. So yeah, let's get that rolling. And keep scanning, keep scanning, keep scanning. Oh, the clock is ticking. Fine though. 150 supplies is super awesome, and we can now assault this facility. Operation Chthonic? It's Chthonic, right? So, how do we want to play this, I guess, is the real question. What's contact cost going to be? 80? And 80 again, so that's 160 intel required. The rewards for us doing this are just going to be reducing the Avatar project progress. Okay then. Okay. You know what? Let's do it. Today, we are tackling an alien facility. First one of these of the campaign, if you don't include the black site assault that you do as part of the story, which was eons ago now, for sure. So, if we're doing what I expect to be a pretty difficult mission, then we're going to want to field some of our finest. And probably bring a certain medic along too. So, to that end, Nacho, you're in. Feels like a long time since we saw Nacho, but it probably wasn't, because we did the assassination not that long ago. Trollpants, you are going to take the role of field medic on this little operation here. Do we bring a marksman? I am going to say we do. And we'll bring Zari. Wilderness Xenoform, yeah, we can make use of Zari on this, I think. Sapper, Engineer, Medic, Templar, Marksman. So that all-important 6th slot, where does it go, is the question. An Assault Infantry would be nice, for sure, because as I'm sure you've kind of become aware of by now, I do have a soft spot for Assault Infantry. But if we're already running a Templar, I think we could probably go for a shooty gunman or woman instead. And actually, I'm looking at Griffith here, just as that scout. As well, although now that I think about this that tiny bit further, actually Apprehension would probably make more sense, because let's just check our chosen. Actually, I just want to make sure I'm not talking nonsense here. Skirmishers for the Warlock, and we are in Warlock, Skirmishers for the Hunter, and we are in Hunter territory, so there's a chance that he will show up on this mission. To that end, Apprehension, you are in. Because we don't actually know what strengths and weaknesses the Hunter has just yet. All we know is that Skirmishers are the playbook in at least some small capacity. I think we can expect mechs, so the blue screen rounds on the Engineer I am fine with. We'll switch Zari to the Spider suits, and that means dropping these Venom rounds, and we'll drop the Nanoscale too. So yeah, unequipped barracks. Let's get these. Let's get all these upgraded weapons and items and everything else actually available. We'll give Zari a something, an ammo of some description for sure. I guess AP rounds are probably the most logical choice, right? Yeah, we'll go with AP. Okay, so AP on Zari, blue screen on Hux. Actually feel like Basis Vest rather than any sort of grenade on Nacho here is the right decision too. We'll switch out to the Tempest Gauntlets. They've got Fireball and a Null Lance on them, which is great. We got an upgraded bullpup? We do. Mag Rifle, Mag Cannon, Anti-Material. Troll Pants needs a actual gun too. And Troll Pants could probably go for a Stasis Vest. Spider Suit on Zari, which is grand. What's missing here? What is missing? An EMP bomb is probably missing, actually, now that I... Although, that said, do we want to get a vest of some description on Apprehension? Maybe we do, you know. Yeah, I think Stasis Vest and an EMP bomb on Apprehension is probably the right call here. Apprehension does have that rocket launcher, and I don't think we can afford to do anything along the lines of what I'm thinking. But hey, maybe. That's the Spark rocket launcher. Wait, I don't actually think we've got an upgraded rocket launcher available to us in any way, shape, or form, right? Yeah, never mind. But I think this is it. We've got everything accounted for. Bit of AP that we could look at for Troll Pants and Apprehension very briefly. Medevac, not so hot on that. Covering Fire, Advanced Trauma Kits or Emergency Aid could come in handy. I'm not keen on spending 25 AP on Emergency Aid just there though. And Shredder would be nice for Apprehension for sure. So though would Adaptive Alloy Plating. That bit of extra survivability, you know. Rough choices here, actually. If we got any means of shredding armor, like outside of grenade use on this squad, no, you're using AP rounds, so you don't count. Hux does have anti-armor doctrine and phosphorus, so that's a little something there. And Dirthel, of course, has got the mag grenades. Nevertheless, maybe Untouchable's a good shout too, though. Why are there so many good options? Stupid skill tree. I do want to take something. I just don't know what between Untouchable, Shredder, and Adaptive Alloy Plating. It's probably between these two, and I think we'll go for Untouchable. There we go. Okay, let's do this. Operation Tectonic. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that right, or maybe I have pronounced it right. I'll leave that up to you. We'll let it marinate. Oh, one more thing I have just spotted. Arc Thrower. How about an advanced Arc Thrower? There we go. Let's do this. To sabotage an alien facility, we've got Nacho, Troll Pants, Zari, Huckett, Dirthel, and Apprehension. Let's go reduce some avatar progress. You know, the clock is ticking. Second time in the campaign that we've reached Doom clock levels of avatar progress. Fortunately, we've made the headway we needed to into Africa with time to spare. I wasn't necessarily expecting us to have time to spare, but it's super nice that we did. As much as I'd like to get the continent bonus for Africa, that might need to be something that waits, although that's going to be an interesting decision given the fact that scan times are about to increase. One thing at a time. Here comes the fun.
The coordinates are locked in for a tactical strike. Move to the designated position and plant the X4 charges. Once they're armed, move to minimum safe distance and we'll turn that place into rubble. -1-5. Target coordinates are locked in. Move to designated position and place the X4 charges.
So then, a luxurious mission that has no timer. It looks like our only means of entry are a very narrow bridge, which is or one very narrow bridge, or alternatively another very narrow bridge we can just make out in the mist here. Not my favorite, to be sure. I'm immediately wishing we brought Griffith, the Reaper, there just for the scouting that would have been provided. Nevertheless, I do think this squad that's on the ground here should be able to get some work in. The question from the off that I like to try and answer quickly is what to do with the marksman. And it would appear that where we're coming in from has a severe lack of high ground, except for, I guess, this here. Which doesn't actually look like it's got any cover on it, so that's not very good either. So high ground's probably not going to be on the table for Zari this mission. I guess then apprehension should be our marathon runner here, right? 16, yeah. Although Tropan's on 15, that's fine. Okay, we'll push up. I think, depending on what we see, well, depending on if we see anything, I guess, is probably the better way of putting it. I think taking this bridge isn't the right decision. I think coming along this way, making sure that there's nothing hiding in the creepy graveyard, and then taking this bridge is going to be a better choice. So that's what we're going to do. And I think we'll be fine with Zari just there, I guess, and everyone else can just move up
Will do.
in the manner to which they are accustomed.
Moving quickly. I can make it.
I really like these Xenophore maps. They're really quite unique. All this creepy alien biology up in our planet. We're in Africa. Believe it or not, this mission is set in Africa.
Move into designated position.
Gone is the savannah, huh? Wonder if they still get the rains.
You have my trust.
Doesn't seem like we're getting any action along here, which is,
Moving.
on the one hand, yay. But on the other hand, that just leaves me worried that we're going to see another unholy blob of enemies like we saw a couple of missions back over by our main objective, which would not be ideal by any stretch of the word. We'll pull Zari up a bit further and we'll set up a brace going forward. And we can't forget Huckett, that's for certain.
I'm all over it.
And we've started to enter the look being able to set up overwatches without, you know, just creeping forward or enemy within style. Looks like there are enemies across this bridge. Mech, shield bearer, captain, yeah, a purifier captain, no less. Yeah, that's reasonable. That's fine. So, just so happens our mech specialist here has a 79%, not terrible. Do we open? Do we open though? Do we open? Do we open? Hooks came here, they'd lose the shot. I guess we do open. We'll open on the mech. Beautiful. Starters, you mean to go on? I hope. And they move towards us too. What a Brucey bonus. Alright, this shield bearer has gone into what is now known as the awkward position. Kind of shot are we looking at with Zari here? 84 on the purifier, 54 on Captain Awkward. I do like 84 on this guy, and I think we can take this. Cool. So far so good.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. And then
I can handle that.
I was worried that we maybe see something else over here. 27? Are you for real? Okay. This is an option, but I don't really like it, if I'm entirely honest, because again, like, we don't know what's back here, and we could end up, you know, causing the heavens to fall on our heads, such as it were. So I think 37 on the disorientation versus 33. Go for a disorientation. fuel.
Shock failed to connect.
And then I think we'll just overwatch this guy, you know? Real shame that Apps doesn't quite make it to this cover without going while staying blue. So yeah, we'll just hold it. We'll hold this, and here they are.
Better be careful.
They heard Deseric, the Duskwalker. So entering Overwatch upon ending their turn is going to become a bit of a nuisance. Doesn't trigger Overwatch, that's not too bad. Takes increased damage from explosions is cool, and increased damage from skirmishers is fine. Can summon Advent Troopers. One extra thing is the signature ability of the Hunter in base game XCOM2, where he sets up a kill zone, and if you are stood in the kill zone, you then get shot at, and basically all you've got to do to counter it is just move out of the kill zone, right? That's not what he has here. His signature move is a little bit different, and I have no doubt in my mind we're going to see it fairly soon. So that's something to talk about after over 50 episodes. And of course, Nacho is scared of the Chosen and is now shattered. So that's Nacho having a little bit of a moment, at least for now. Shield Bearer's just gone ahead and done the Shield Bearer thing, which is fine. I'll absolutely allow you to hunker down. Not that I've got a choice in your behavior or anything, but you know, if you're going to do something, hunkering down is definitely top of the list of absolutely fine things to do. Kind of curious about whether or not it's worth the justice here. What's the cooldown? 3 turns. I think this is probably worth burning. Getting this thing out of position and taken care of. And stunned, for that matter. Right, who is our Shredder? Apprehension's our Shredder. No, I didn't take that ability. Hux is our Shredder. And you don't have a shot from there? That's annoying. But hey, what can you do, right? 60%. Oh well. It landed. It counts. And yeah, I guess we'll just bring everyone a little bit further forward here. Kind of just wanting to make sure that any sightline on us from across the way isn't going to be something that can be taken advantage of. And Troll Pants is Lieutenant, Captain, Lieutenant. So yeah, Troll Pants and Dearth are the ones that are looking for kills here. And I guess we'll start with Troll Pants, because I've got a feeling as the mission goes on, Troll Pants' opportunities to secure kills are going to become less and less common. I don't know whether or not moving Zari up a touch here is the right decision. But I think if we were to move Zari anywhere, this high cover is probably it. And the brace will potentially reveal anything new. Okay, it didn't, but that's positive. Oh. So far, so honestly, quiet. Nacho's out of their little tizzy there, which is great. Phantasmal Killer. Looks like I'm playing Pathfinder. Advanced Speed, that's awesome. And an extra expanded magazine. Yeah, sure, why not? I think we'll just creep forward here rather than get excited. No reason to get excited, as they say. We'll put Troll Pants in the awkward zone. And you are already braced, so we'll hold off on actually setting up the Overwatch just yet. This is not my idea of a good time, but it doesn't look like anything's going to activate on us, so putting all 4 of you guys together in a nice line.
I am watching.
Affirmative.
Troll Pants there's having a flashback to the Harbour Wave incident of what seems like forever ago. Of course, Miss Harbour Wave herself is no longer of this world. Okay, this is strangely quiet. We should expect turrets, right? Come on, you don't have a building that looks like this without turrets on top of it. That would just be a waste of perfect evil base energy. Okay. Aha! And then there were enemies. We've got a tech burster. Oh, there are so many shields up in our business on these missions at the moment. Kind of feels like it's just the thing now. Shield bearer, tech burster, stun lancer in the back there, and then an advanced trooper. Okay. 84 is pretty good innings. Can we do something about the shield with hooks first, though, is the question. Because that would be pretty nice. I said the shield. What I meant to say is, can we do something about the armor? No, we can't. That sheer intensity on Huckett's face was a ruse. They actually accomplished nothing. So, next question. What could Dirthor do with a grenade? Mentioned so keen there, but I think actually setting up a nice explosion here on these two shield bearers is probably the way to go. It's a shame that we can't cap the heavy lancer in the mix, but what we can do is destroy a significant amount of cover. If we destroyed that cover, are we going to regret doing so? No, because we could potentially move around this way. Okay, yeah, let's go for this then. Shield bearers no longer have any armor, so must remember to keep one of those grenades for our hunter friend as well. 84. Still the armor situation, huh? I'd prefer it if Apprehension was able to secure a kill, because they have untouchable. So I think we'll go for a little bit of nacho work. Momentum back into it. Nice to have that full core, although that's another activation from the looks of it. It is. That's not ideal, for sure, for sure. Especially the sectoid commander, that's kind of dangerous. Kind of dangerous. But we'll just have to deal with it. I think is the term. Yes, deal with it. Alright, Troll Pad, you got 56% chance to send this from downtown. And I like to believe you've got super optics in that skull mask of yours. So, Troll Pants, 56%. 40% chance to crit. Well within damage range. I'm going to build this up, and you're going to miss, aren't you? Yep, that's what happens. That's what happens. I've got a shot on the sectoid commander from Zari. I think we'll lead the target then. And then, okay. Apprehension needs like the full shebang of damage in order to actually murk this thing. So I don't have high hopes. But I should have, because that was awesome. And then lead the target. Nice hit. Yeah, you'll love to see it. I think it just done 2 moves as well, which is super excellent. Another shield bearer is a slight problem. A manageable problem comparative to the tech burster, but nevertheless a problem.
Thank you, body armor.
You humans are awfully delicate. How'd you
grenade. And that would be a lot of cover removed. Oh wait, no, just on hooks. If anyone was to have their cover removed, I'm glad it was hooks, just because they already had the shielding. Although now they're down to 2 points of armor and their health pool, which is a little bit scary. Got a sectoid and a viper in the back, which is fine. They are just basic versions. And apprehension is the first to get tracked. So, now that it's here, in base game, when the hunter does this wonderful ability, this whole area would light up and say, you can't stand here. Instead, the hunter targets an XCOM unit to which he has a direct line of fire and places a laser sighting beam on the target. If the XCOM unit tries to move from their current position, the sniper will fire. Apps is now locked down here. At present, it ain't so bad. Of all of the people to lock down, you know, apprehension, like if hooks had been locked down, that would have been bad. But hey, we'll take apprehension, who's presently in full cover, so is ultimately chilling. As well as that, apps can still like act. I'd love it if we were able to land justice on the sectoid here, but no go, unfortunately. So to that, what can apprehension still do? I do like the look of potentially putting. No, it's not gonna kill it. Apprehension could kill it though, because justice doesn't actually take a. Like, it's not a turn-ending action, so this shield bearer is not much longer for this world. Oh, crit as well, bargain. Nice work. Yeah, go on, take your 59%. Okay. So yeah, apprehension's locked down presently, but as far as like initial examples of that ability being used goes, that was probably the least dramatic thing that could have happened, which is good for us. Our sectoid buddy does need to go, and Nacho can secure the kill, which is awesome. There was another sectoid and a viper back there, but I think that'll be fine if they do activate. Elerium core. I'm a big fan of getting more and more Elerium cores, because you always feel like you've got more than you actually have. And they are common, so like you never really should run out. But as we've seen with AP, I'm not enthusiastic about spending. Zari's got rubbish shots from where they currently are. What Zari needs to move is the kind of what I'm getting here.
No problem,
the lead the target is all well and good, but I mean, like, if we're just constantly seeing like 40-50%, there's no point in Zari even being on this mission, you know? You bring a marksman for those kill confirms, not for 40-50% fun time. Nobody enjoys themselves. Hux does need to find some cover, so I'm looking at this and I'm wondering if the flamethrower connects with this Lancer and Trooper. It should do, right?
Not a problem.
Oh yeah, it does with change. Awesome.
Killing it with fire.
That's a Trooper taken care of. Hux also probably could use, although the stasis vests are actually doing work for us here, so whilst I initially thought that Hux would need medical attention, they're probably going to be okay. Hunter is here. Shield bearer there. We'll come back to Nacho. We've also got this Trooper on the top, which is a little bit of a nuisance, but nothing unmanageable for sure. So I guess we can probably bring troll plants up. In actual fact, disorient or stun will be grand on this chap. Yeah, I'm fine with that for sure. Berthel does have the 46% from here, or we can move into
Whatever you say.
high cover and potentially have a better shot on this Lancer. Okay, not much better, unfortunately. Is it still in cover where it is? I can barely make it out through the fire, you know. You know what? Suppress it.
Suppressing target.
And then Nacho, I think, probably just wants to find this cover. Yeah, this will work. Gives Nacho options. What's the shield bearers? Right on. Okay, Overwatch, I'll take. Ouch. A bit less enthusiastic about that for sure. Misses the suppression. I think that Lance is going to go for Nacho, which is actually... Oh no, it's not. Hooker. Okay, fine. Oh, it's just going to go for a shot. Well, you know what I was saying before about Dirtle not necessarily needing medical attention? Kind of taking that back about now. Pretty good teleport for us. Less good psionic bomb. Although actually it's only really impacted Dirtle, and I think it might have clipped Troll Pants too. Yeah, it looks that way. That's our man.
As much as I
Yeah.
love being 2 steps ahead of everyone, Commander, I was almost hoping we wouldn't be having this little chat today. Your people have managed to keep things interesting, but it all ends now.
That's the Hunter active now. Okay, good dodge.
Blink and you'll miss it. That looks painful.
Right.
I can smell the fear on you.
Heavy Lancer right on top of Hooks. Troll Pants needs to find Dirtle, and the two of them need to find cover. Troll Pants can move without triggering Overwatch, so that's probably move number 1. Move number 2 is Lightning Reflexes available on apps. So then, we just bomb this Codex. Bombing the Codex isn't the worst idea in the world. I'd love it if we could find a shot on that mech with Hooker. Although that would involve running Overwatch. Nacho doesn't have lightning reflexes. It's Laguna's the Templar with the lightning reflexes. And Larry's actually got a very respectable shot on the Hunter here, so we could... There is a reason to actually just start putting work in. Alternatively, it's just on the Hunter, I see. Okay. And we'll come back to Zari. Might just move Zari again. So then, Apprehension, I suppose, is numero uno. Could get a good grapple up here, actually. Now that I think about it, that's probably the way. Oh no, there's a Spectre in there too. Oh dear. And there are turrets, although they're pretty far from our current locale. Oh, the Spectre's a little bit of a wrench in the gears I wasn't planning for. So. That would split the Codex, which isn't my favorite outcome. And we were looking to get Troll Pants to heal Dirtle. Does Zari have any further shots to take now that they've come into the play? No. And Dirtle can't run an Overwatch without taking potential fire. So, where do we want Apprehension to go in order to trigger Mech's Overwatch? And then how do we subsequently deal with the mech? Maybe we actually send in Apprehension on the mech. Because I guess the shot that we want to take here is going to be... Sorry, the shot that Hooker wants to take is probably the Codex. So... trick with this is that Apprehension can't move after doing a melee strike. Spectre's in this building. It would have to move out in order to get a shot on Apprehension, I think. We are planning on killing the mech, so I guess this is the safest location. Miss more. Okay. Nacho's probably going to be our next mech player. Maybe, though, now that I've just seen... yeah, what we want to do is bring Zari forward again. And actually use Shadowfall on this Lancer.
Impressed yet?
Knocking Zari back into concealment. Wondrous. Dirthel can now freely move to Trollpants and get... I was looking for Dirthel to do the heal, but it's Trollpants that does the healing. Suppressing the Codex wouldn't be terrible. It's not my favorite thing to do. I think instead we could look for a mag grenade on the Codex. It will split. But if we could get a mag grenade on both the Codex and the Hunter, that does... I think that's worth taking. I hope this is worth taking. Strips the Hunter's armor and does some significant damage to it. And I'm just not certain that Hux was able to land any significant shots on the Codex. That has put Apprehension in a bit of a bind. This little scenario here. And yeah, it looks like this is realistically going to be the only place for Hux. So maybe we take the full cover. And then 75%? Nope.
Adjusting aim.
You're not going to hit a 75% shot, you fool. Another... Actually, this is probably what we should do here. Does put Natch in a bit of harm's way. But Nacho will get a, what's it called, Blade Storm off on the Shield Bearer, and then can we connect with both the mech and the Codex? We can, although it would destroy Apprehension's cover. And I'm not sure Apprehension could take the fire that's potentially going to come their way from down there, but maybe it won't destroy the cover. I think we have to take the risk. What I don't want is another psionic bomb.
The elders have plenty more to spare. What should we try this time?
That removes the shield and puts a tiny bit of work in on the shield bearer. It's not much, but it's something. Oh. I'm not sure how much damage I have. Natural's down to 6 hit points now. Ooh. This isn't scary. Isn't scary at all. I'm fine, thanks. How are you? Oh man.
That looked like it hurt.
Right, we definitely need to find Troll Pants with Nacho.
You're near the target position.
That is like very bottom of the totem pole stuff there, Central. We'll get to that when we get to that. Oh no. Oh, okay. That's good, because if that grab had landed, then the mission to find Troll Pants would have become a lot more complicated.
Let's try.
Who are you locking down? No one. Amazing.
Dance.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter.
That was the least likely outcome. This won't end.
Alright, Troll Pants.
Trust me, I've seen it.
If we bring Troll Pants here, and Nacho here, they are super open. which ain't great. Zari. Got a 93 on that, have you? Yeah. Okay, set your brace up. And then... I actually think you just take the 100% guaranteed shot to get rid of this thing. Right. Probably rocket launcher time. On the Hunter. Bit concerned that it might connect with apprehension. It should guarantee a hit on the Hunter and do some significant damage to it and get rid of the Overwatch. Connecting with this trooper's a nice little bonus there too. Oh. And apprehension's cover was able to survive the tremendous display. So loath though I am to do it, I think that the best thing, although there's just no cover here for Nacho to make use of, we'll just pull Nacho way back. Get that healing in place.
Get up and get back out there.
And stun's unlikely, but it should disorient the thing, I think. Should have checked. I think it's immune to disorients. Oh, you fool. Okay, that's fine. It's still good. We got Dirthel, who is currently panicked, and Apprehension, who is currently a little bit surrounded, huh? There's no way, really, that Apprehension secures this kill. It's got 11 hit points. We'd need a miracle crit. But, well, actually though, we go free reload, right? We just take... Maybe taking this thing out is the correct choice. And then... Okay. I was kind of hoping that maybe the extra bit of heat... Oh, I forgot. Retribution. Amazing. Apprehension. Oh. Okay, what's this Spectre up to? Going for Dirthel. Nice. Was a little bit worried there, but we're in a little bit of a better position now. Oh, hello. Trying to find Zari, are you? That card behind Zari being on fire is not pleasant.
My position is under attack.
Oh man. Apprehension is on it this mission.
I could use a new perspective.
What are you gonna do? You creepy thing, you.
You asked for it.
Oh, it's the old grenade. I think this is it. Yeah, this is the days. Oh, that's unpleasant. Okay. Is Dirthel going to remain panicked? No. Thank goodness for that. Troll Pants probably has to go and get hooks.
I can handle that.
Oh, the Overwatches. I forgot that he Overwatched.
To suffer a little
I
longer.
really need to pay more attention.
Might sting a little.
We're fine. It's all fine. We're actually doing okay. Like, I'm not going to pretend there aren't certain parts of this mission where I've been absolutely terrified, because there are parts of this mission where I've been absolutely terrified. But we are okay. People except Hooker are healthy. Maybe we want to move Troll Pants into position to heal Hooks on the next turn, actually. That would probably be wise. And
Respect the attempt at recovering your people,
I
Commander.
think
Even if it does
yeah,
lives.
in lieu of any reasonable shots to take, we'll hunker down with hooks as well. We've got a Viper, we've got a Spectre hovering around somewhere, and cooldown on grapple, so I think this Viper is probably going to be worthy of Apprehension's attention. 8 or 9 with a 40% crit, or 77. Difficult decision that. Tell you what, get in there, and then if the Viper moves away, you can Retribution, or you could just kill it now. Sure, whatever works. Apprehension, you just do your own thing. Was it immune to melee? No, it's the Warlock that's immune to melee. Okay, good. This means that we can get some extra damage in on this guy, and then we'll see a Blade Storm moves away. I'm not 100% certain if Zari's safe from that car, so I think better to err on the side of caution here.
Whatever you say.
And let me have a think about this actually. 41 kind of horrible. 56, 54, not much better. Maybe the correct option. No, there's turrets up there. Cool. That's on hook, so that's not really going to accomplish much of anything. 64, 41, 56, 54. I guess it's worth a go. Okay.
Negative damage.
Devil's not going to be able to connect with that Spectre, so I think Death will just takes a reload this go. And you stay put. I think it was probably the right call to move Zari from that. That looked particularly horrifying. Oh, don't do the thing. Oh no. So much for Blade Storming the Hunter. Spectre special on Nacho. Well, should have known that was going to come around eventually. Sectoid, a Spectre, a Nacho, and a 10 hit point Hunter.
Won't hold up long at this rate, Commander.
Oh!
This one's for you. Looks like you get another shot.
Yay, okay. Get that wonderful nanomed kit healing on yourself instead of Hooker, because I'm clearly not good at this game and can't pay attention properly to anything. Oh my goodness. What an idiot. Oh, sweet mercy. Right. Freezing these two makes sense. So now we don't have to deal with them. Or at least a little bit. Salvo means that we can also... Probably looking at the 34% shot there, which isn't my favourite. Has to be said. What then could Apprehension accomplish here? Well, we know there's turrets up top. Is this going to be interesting route to take for sure? There's the Overwatch, but lightning reflexes wins the day. Turrets will have sight on apps there. I'm wondering, like, the rocket launcher on the Chosen and the Spectre would be nice. You need a reload. Barry can teamwork hooks, but I'm just not really a fan of that, to be honest.
Heading out.
Can we do anything with this incendiary? Yeah, but also set Nacho on fire, which I'm not that keen on. That claims to be hitting, but I'm not convinced, right? Because the ground targeting's just not there for it. What about a roost? we roost this? Roust? I decided to call it roost. It's not. No, it's immune to your fiery charm. Of course it is. Ah, this thing's really like throwing us for a loop. And I'm not really sure what to do. This would potentially kill the hunter and put a dent in the spectre. This would get Nacho back up. EMP on the spectre next turn with apps then, and go for the rocket launcher here. Yeah, I think the rocket launcher is the right choice, because if we can get Nacho back up, that's good. I've got to find 9 damage on that thing, but I think between okay, between Dirthel, Zari, and Hooks, they should be able to manage this. Okay, nice. And then Zari, you should be able to get this sent home, right? There you are.
Did you see that one?
Even with the dodge. Alrighty. Nacho.
This world is ours.
Is that all you've got?
Snatch back up and out of harm's way, or... Oh, of course. Out of harm's way until the turret wakes up. For... closing arguments. On the Chosen, at least. There's no point in trying to connect it with the Vector. So, yeah, let's
Firing incendiary.
get that finishing blow on the go. And that's one problem finally dealt with.
Bad, Commander. It's time for a tactical retreat. But we'll see each other again real soon.
I'm sure we will.
We owe our people a break after taking down that Chosen, Commander. I doubt it'll be long before we see that thing again, though.
It's fortunate that turrets were really, like, bad shots, huh? Rightio. This ladder's just clinging on, man. Okay.
Ready to engage.
Almost home. It's even 10. Happy for that. Dirthel should be able to land a shot here. 70%. Yeah, there you are. Okay.
Did you see that one?
And then... Bet you thought I was going to use Nacho for this, but Apprehension deserves special credit this mission, I think. They've done such a tremendous job. And it means that Nacho can vault this heavy turret into oblivion. Or not, as the case may be.
I only struck their armor.
Nice. I was expecting Vault to do way more there. That was so... Oh, that was really anticlimactic. But hey, what can he do? Let's move in.
Will do.
I believe it's just the turrets on the roof now.
The elders pursue me.
I honestly thought that Vault was going to do so much more. You fool. Well, how about this time, huh?
You won't escape my mark.
There you have it. And then, just for completion's sake,
Utilizing hook.
there'd be another turret up here, right? Yeah. So much armor on these things, though, huh? Ooh, I don't see... Oh, you know what? Suck it. And then... Surely one of you can actually just make this in one move. You can't, because it's like strangely around this corner. Okay, fine.
Got it. Moving.
Well, what can you do? Can you? No. And there we have it. Facility taken care of. All of that just to put that tiny little device.
X4 charges are armed. Move to the extraction point for immediate evac.
Don't have to tell me that twice, Central. Yeah, let's go for that.
Can I get an evac?
The colour changes based on whether or not everyone can reach it. In case you were wondering what the colours were doing there.
Stepping
intuitive, I believe is the word.
As you direct.
Here I
Or,
come.
well, no, the use case is intuitive, I suppose, but wouldn't necessarily describe the, or maybe you would describe the colours changing as intuitive, I don't know.
Menace 1-5, status confirmed. X4 charges detonating.
Ah, that's a satisfying explosion. And far better than thinking about the use of the word intuitive. Oh, that definitely carried with it some mistakes on my part. Most of which were born from just not paying attention when I really should have been to certainly obvious things. Nevertheless, we were successful. 5 wounded is a little bit heavy. Got a feeling I know who the MVP is, and if it's who I think it is, then I do declare that it's well deserved. Not the greatest mission for Nacho. It's a rare sight to see Nacho not be extremely effective on a mission, but for one reason or another, here it was. It didn't help that they were extremely under fire and had to like get out of there to get some healing and stuff. Troll Pants, actually so glad we had Troll Pants on that mission. Having that field medic is just a really nice safety net. Zari, similar situation to Nacho, I suppose, just not being able to find that high ground to really take advantage of, which is a crying shame. Huckett also taking huge amount of damage, but I think overall Huggett's had a couple of like tough missions when I think about it now, and it's strange because like we've seen other instances where having like Huckett or another combat engineer is like the thing that tips the scales in our favor. I don't know. Dirthel living that sapper life. Low amount of damage actually. Let's just compare that. 42 for Huckett, 50 for Zari, 8 for Troll Pants, 55. Yeah, that is a low amount of damage, but I suppose Huckett was going for priority targets rather than many targets, so there you have it. But of course, MVP, absolutely. Apprehension, right? Apprehension. We need to get a new picture for Apprehension. I think this is their first MVP. 81 damage, 7 kills, every shot hit. Yeah. Great mission for Apps there. I don't really like that you're holding your ripjack to your throat, to be honest. That's a bit weird. That's better. There you go. Look at this thing. Yeah.
If anything, I fear we are making it easier for them to catalog our people.
Great mission for Apprehension. Really glad we brought them along. At first I was like, oh, we could have really used the Reaper, but actually Apprehension showed us there what skirmishers can really do.
The speaker commended loyal citizens today for standing up to those
And you know,
who would abandon
having
our
that extra
values
rocket
for
launcher
those of the
does go
old
quite
world.
far. Kind of makes me think maybe it's worth spending a little bit of proving ground time to find an upgrade or something. I don't know. So many things that are worth spending time on. It's actually difficult most of the time to make the choice. But they're back, and that's our first encounter with the Hunter taken care of. A promotion for Hooker in spite of everything. And the only person that didn't take a shot was Zari, unsurprisingly, being the marksman. Pretty nasty wound times, in particular on Hooker there, so kind of unfortunate. They're all pretty tired as well, though, so I mean, they were going to be out regardless, right? Up to major floor hooks is super good. I think I've seen it, and I take it. That is Rupture for sure. Other options, immunity to panic, stuns, etc. is really nice. Being able to put certain squad members back into concealment would be quite useful too. And equipping a heavy weapon with a 30% damage reduction is actually kind of viable as well when I think about it. Like another rocket launcher, right? Maybe we could look at spending that 20. I don't know. Whoa, the capes went wild. Good mission though, overall. And +2 mobility, PCS is super nice. And reducing the avatar progress by 2 is awesome. As well as delaying the progress on it overall. Considering just before we took that mission, the progress went up. We shouldn't see another bit of progress on the project for a little while now. And yeah, reducing it by 2 is super excellent. Really, really good outcome overall. And if we just swing by the map for one hot second. A burning convoy to increase region income, but the actual point of coming here was to just double check, and yet we are now 2 blocks away from Doomsday rather than watching the clock tick down. So, unfortunately, whilst we work towards the Shadow Chamber and things like that, we still want to look at expanding here, really, and it would probably be quite sensible for us to look at getting into Eastern Europe quickly, although I would still like to get rapid collection. So I think we have potentially got a bit of breathing room. I guess we'll find out, right? We need to see if there's going to be a covert op to reduce the Avatar project progress. So where do we scan? We'll swing by Templar HQ just to get a little bit of healing on the go, I think. No harm in that. And we'll check the supply drop before we call it a day and see what our situation looks like going forward.
Patching it through to your quarters now.
And, you know, it's always nice to find out how disappointed our boss is.
Your progress against the aliens over the past month has been significant, Commander, but there is still room to improve if we are going to eliminate the alien threat.
There's just no pleasing this guy. We stopped a retaliation, we completed 5 guerrilla ops, we destroyed an alien facility, we contacted a new region, we installed a radio relay, we reduced Avatar progress, we researched 2 new techs, and we destroyed one of the Chosen. But no, there's room for improvement, you big bastard.
Your attempts at subverting the
Nevertheless,
others are becoming
that is really nice to see.
more transparent, Commander.
Increasing risk on covert actions and an extra dark event that we'll need to think about countering, and yet more chances of lowered income. Okay. We definitely want to look at hunting down the Warlock. That knowledge level is getting pretty dangerous. Signal jamming is still in the mix. Sealed armor, immune to poison, fire, and ice, which would significantly reduce the effectiveness of our engineers. So we'll need to look at countering that, methinks. And adding armor to some of their soldiers doesn't sound very appealing either, although as time's getting on, we are getting better at dealing with armor overall. So I suppose signal jamming, if we can counter it, would be great. And sealed armor, definitely the priorities there. I'm not going to spend the 30 intel. Of course, we've only got 105. And our next facility is 3 weeks away, which is pretty good. We haven't got any new faction orders. However, back during the panic, there was a thought of grabbing live fire training, and I think it's tough because we don't necessarily need suit up anymore, but I'd still quite like to keep excavation speed, but I also like to keep facility construction speed. We're hanging on. We're hanging on. I think what we will do is we'll switch out suit up for trial by fire. And 312 is pretty good. And of course, yeah, just before we go, we've got to quickly check in on those covert actions. So, what we got here? We've got Stop an Exalt project. We can't do that because it requires higher influence. And nothing to reduce Avatar project progress, unfortunately for us. There is this infiltration mission, which is the next step in dealing with the Warlock. So we probably want to set this up. And then, well, I'll have to have a think, actually, because I'm not entirely sure what the play there is. We do want to stop by the black market as well. But that's all for next time. That was a pretty good mission. I'm not going to pretend otherwise, but yeah, I think it could have gone better. But nevertheless, we were successful. We managed to reduce Avatar progress significantly, and we are in a comfortable position after what feels like forever. So that's good. Thank you very, very much, as always. I'll see you next time. Take care.
Greetings, citizens. It is I, your fearless Advent speaker. Today we mourn the loss of countless innocent aliens. Oh, nah, screw it. Today, XCOM and the Resistance leveled one of the aliens' facilities. That's right, burnt it to the ground. That's pretty good news, huh? Go XCOM!